So can everybody see that?
Yes, absolutely. Perfect.
Okay, so this is just our FY23 account from NEA, the funds that we were granted from NEA. If you look on the right side here where my cursor is, this is the available funds that are, well, these are the funds that are available to us for salaries, benefits, building rent, grants, and miscellaneous, which is 4,000. So if you look at this, you can't really, you might not be able to see this number, but it's 536, 186, 25. So that's the total of all of this. Now, spent to date is just salaries, which is this right here. 44,378.75, because you know the fiscal year just started. So that's all we got.
Okay.
An easy way to look at this too is like it's just right here. The expenditures are right there. And then that's the total where my cursor is.
Got it.
Building rent, we've already encumbered the what do you call it? The purchase order for the building rent. So that's right here, 92,235.
So we're going to have a surplus at the end of the year, it looks like, of 8,385. Am I reading that correctly?
8,385. Where's that amount?
Building rent 8,385, to right next to it, to the right.
Oh no, what they do sometimes is they BBMR deposits it in allotments, a quarterly allotments. So they'll divide it by whatever, and then they just deposit it. I'm not sure why that's there, because I wasn't part of the deposit to do this, but that number is the exact amount of our rent per month, 835. That's what we pay every month. So it's a little odd that that particular amount is there, but I can't explain why.
So is the building rent then the 92,000 plus the, I'm assuming then the 8,385 is our first month's rent for the fiscal year?
Yes.
And they've posted it in the other as an encumbrance. Would that be the balance then of the rent for the year, or is 92,000 our total for the year?
No, the total is actually 100. See this right here, 100,620.
Okay, so then that makes sense. The 8,385 is what they're planning to pay out for the first month's rent, and the 92,000 is the balance. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions on this page? Joey, go ahead, then move on.
Okay, let me share. Okay, so this is the FY22 NEA account. If you remember in our last board meeting, this was extended to September 2023. So we have these available funds down here, 57,433, to use for whatever it is we're going to use it for. Technically, we have this amount, 69,220.37. That's all of these right here. We add all of these up, and that's what we have. But I would say that the easiest way to look at it is just look at the 57,000. It's, these are kind of nominal amounts that are really hard to kind of move in to use. We could if we wanted. Depends on what we're using it for. So whenever we decide to use it for something, then we can use that.
Okay, so when Sandy gets back, let's go over these unused balances that were extended and figure out what are we allowed to legally use them for or not, because there's a point at which we will lose these if we don't spend them. So we should start with the oldest first. So fiscal year 2021, and then let's look into 2022, and then hopefully, because we're in the new fiscal year right now already. So whatever we're expending this year, if we can use some of these to cover, we'll have some surplus to do other things with for 2023.
Chairman, if I may, all of these extended accounts actually all end on the same month, September 2023. So technically, none of them really expire before the other. They all expire
at the same time.
Yeah, so we can really use these. We don't even have to go in order. We can use it however we like. But we do
Okay,
have to spend it before September 2023.
my point is at September 2023, if there's any surplus left from wherever.
Yeah.
If there is a possibility to extend anything, they will probably extend fiscal year 2023 surplus, but not these others. That's why I'm
Yes.
saying, let's spend these first.
Okay, got it.
Go ahead.
Anyone have any questions on this? No? Okay. Okay, so. Okay, so this here is the 21 account. The NEA 21 account. And we have 141,318.55. Sorry, 318.65 that's available to us. Now, I was talking to Chairman about this a little earlier. We're gonna have to take out 32,000 from this amount right here, the total amount. When we're taking it out of these two right here, this 45,000 and this 37,000. We're gonna take out 32,000 from both of these accounts, not both. We're gonna take out a total of 32,000 from both of these to cover the FY23 grants. The difference of that would be 109,318.65. We can use that for anything we want. And same as the others.
And for everyone's edification, to be clear, we awarded fiscal year 2023 grants, but somehow we exceeded the amount we were supposed to award by about the 32,000. So we're using this to cover that, is what Joey explained to me earlier.
That's correct.
Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Okay, yeah, we exceeded the amount we were given. What is that because we had certain amounts for certain categories and we gave, they weren't deducted or what? How did we give more than we had?
Unfortunately, I actually can't answer that. I really don't know how that happened. I just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donna, I'm planning to look into that when Sandy gets home.
Okay, just so we don't do it again, I think so.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. One, so we don't do it again. Two, Joey has shared with me that NEA has already approved using these funds to cover the overage. The holdup now is BBMR getting there. Okay. So I'm for all of you, if NEA has said, I mean, this is from them. So if they've said we're okay to use it, then it's really just locally them saying, okay. But yes, I still want us to get to the bottom of how did we award then more than what we had.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Sandy's probably the one that knows more about it. And she's not back yet. And I do recall her saying she had her daughter's, what was it, wedding rehearsal dinner?
Yes.
Which is why she's not able to attend the meeting via Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I honestly didn't even realize that her kids were already of that marrying age.
Okay, so the account that you're looking at now is the government, the Guam side, which is called the local overmatch for FY23. So as of right now, well, total we have 56,000, which is right here to encumber to for contracts, for supplies, for equipment. The only thing we've got encumbered is right now is just for PDN and Guam Post, which is 4,000, which is right here. We haven't, I think Sandy had mentioned in the last board meeting, but there's always some kind of trouble getting, procurement. It's a really, there's so many convoluted things about it that just slow us up in getting, getting any procurement out and encumbering this money. So that's why we still have this money available. That doesn't mean we're not trying to get any procurement. It's just we're trying to get it. It's just still not approved yet.
Once it's approved, though, those funds will then move over to be encumbered, correct? Because these are contracts for machines and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like Xerox,
machines,
that kind of
paper, staples, you name it, whichever,
Okay.
whichever, things like that.
Anyone have any questions on this?
No.
Okay,
Okay, and I believe I have only one more. And there's not really much to explain about this one. This is the Guam Territorial Band. As you may know, they were awarded, the legislature gave them 45,000 this year. I'm just showing you for the record, they haven't given us anything for reimbursement. So basically the money's still sitting there. It is kind of early in the year. So in the fiscal year, it's just November. I don't know if they have done anything to spend this money. So I guess we're just waiting for them to give us a invoice for us to pay them.
Joey, not yet. They start performing Black Friday
Okay.
for this
got it.
fiscal year. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, Max.
Joey, can you just explain unallotted balance versus available funds, please? For everyone's edification.
The unallotted balance is the balance that they, like I said, BBMR allots it quarterly.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So for some reason, they just, I don't know, they choose the amount or they decide for us how much they give it to us per quarter. So, and with this particular account, they will never, as far as I have been around, Guam, the GTB has never exceeded, the allotted quarterly balance. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions? Any questions on the financials overall?
Yeah, can you just remind me, we have a savings account? Do we have balances we have a savings account, right? We didn't get a money market, or did we get a money market or a CD?
The only one who has access to it is Sandy and I guess some people in the board. So because I don't have that, I
Okay.
don't know. I'm sorry.
I think it might be a good idea. It's been a while that we, next time, maybe we can find out what those, what those balances are. It seems to me we voted to put some monies in a savings account. I don't even remember when that was, but maybe next time we could, when Sandy's back, we could ask her to do that for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, in one of the emails that we received, Sandy sent out some attachments, which includes the accounts, the Bank of Guam accounts that we have. So according to what I see here, the FESPAC checking account, that's how it's titled, there's $2,339.45 in that account. For the percent for the arts, we have 590. This appears to be a checking account as well. There's $591,252.75. And then we have in a statement savings account, and I believe this is also percent for the arts, excuse me, there's $1,063,118.91 in that account. And then there's a fourth account on the Bank of Guam, under Bank of Guam, which is called Special and Revolving Funds. And there's $44,873.78. in that
Do you
account.
have the date there that those were sent out? Because I don't know if I got them or not.
The date
What
of
you-
the email that I see is November 16th. Oh, and Joey sent it out. I'm sorry.
This November 16th?
Yes.
No, that's the one I can't open. I can't remember. I can't even open the minutes. I don't know what's wrong. I'll have to get somebody to,
Yeah.
because
he
today's the
sent it out.
17th. So,
And Joey sent it out to all of us. And one of the attachments that was sent out,
okay,
Was,
well, that's the ones I haven't been able to open. So that's why I don't know. Okay,
Here's the one that Mayor, I believe you're talking about.
yes.
So this is from the last board meeting.
okay.
I,
That's right. This was shown from the last board meeting. And yes, Mayor, you're right. The one that's the 1 million that is percent for the arts, because we did move monies into savings and left some in checking to for fluidity in case we needed to use it. The only one I'm not, the FESPAC, that's the remainder of the fundraising that was done or started when it was supposed to be in 2020 and DCA was in charge at the time. So this account is under CAHA. The 23 something was a part of that was a big 2,000 donation, I think, from the Japan Club or some sort of a Japan Club.
That was that was, I remember what that came from, yeah.
Right, that
Uh,
Monica was involved with. They did some sort of
Right.
an event.
Right.
And FESPAC was the beneficiary. No other monies have been collected or raised for FESPAC, but you'll start seeing that account increase as we start doing that.
And what about the percent now? Are we all caught up on that, or are we expecting another donation here towards that pretty soon? Another deposit, I should say. The percent for the arts.
Angie is the one who actually has been tracking that, but unfortunately she's not able to attend today's
Right.
meetings.
So
We'll have
maybe
to
next
circle back
meeting.
with her. Correct.
Okay.
I'm making notes of everybody's questions, by the way, so I can go over it and make sure it's included in the next meeting.
I know, because we were getting a deposit every quarter or something. I remember that. So probably should, find out if that's finished, if this is it, or I don't know if there's any pending QCs. I'm sure there are, but.
Subaki has been doing their installment payments, so that's why some of that money is higher than what you've seen. GRMC, I need to verify, but I believe they made, if I'm not mistaken, I think they made their last payment already.
I think they did. Yeah, here's the thing is that the percent for the arts, we just have to, I don't know what we can do, but we just have to push that forward because we can't use anything until the rules and regs are, go through the legislature. So I'm not sure who the person is that's going to do that. Probably Sandy, but it would be nice to be able to use those percent for the arts funds to get the art bank rolling again. Or, something that is, it's supposed to be used for, because it's just been sitting there quite a while. How many times have we gone? 4 years now without anything?
Almost 4, correct.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, anything else on this? So let's move on then. On old business, we had board development. That was something that Sandy was starting to address at the last meeting, and I'm not sure if she left any info for anybody else to further that discussion.
Chairman, I think she was gonna get a survey out in terms of what you guys were supposed to. I don't know if that's actually happened, but I think that was what I put in the minutes. Something about doing a survey to ask about what development that you guys would like. I think.
I believe it's supposed to be some sort of retreat a board retreat to kind of talk about the strategic plan and reevaluate the goals. But I don't know much. That's all I remember was discussed.
Okay, so a part of this that does need to happen is updating of our strategic plan. Because we should be due soon with that. I think, if I recall correctly, we do have to file one with NEA periodically.
We did a strategic plan. I believe it was via Zoom with Gillette. That's the
Correct.
last one I remember. So that's might be 3 years ago now, like 2.5 or something like that.
That's why I'm saying I think we're due for another update to NEA. So I noted it down. We'll circle back. Okay, new business then, report on the anniversary event.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know I was going to report today about it, but give me a few minutes and I'll go ahead and pull up what I have.
And then the topic after that on the agenda is calendar of events. So whoever's supposed to report on that, also get ready.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and share screen. This is the Google Doc that we were working off. I don't, if you can allow me to share screen, Joey.
We're actually looking for the financials, the tickets sold, all of that kind of thing that was supposed to have been done by this meeting.
Yes, it has. Joey, do you
Okay.
have the latest of that? Maybe we can share that.
Okay, just give me a second.
Sure.
It's what we raised, what we spent, how many tickets we sold, all accounted for, all that. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get down to that part.
Okay.
Okay, can I have a question before you guys put this up? And I think is our master Frank. Frank, is there anything updated, any updates on masters? Is this the time when we're going to start talking about that again? It's been quite a while.
The latest on the masters thing, we decided to wait until the election was over, because when I did all the amendments and I went into Senator Kelly Mar's title, they had everything ready, but it never went to the floor. And then the election happened and she did not return as an elected senator. And therefore it was tabled. And now that the election is over, we're going to see who is going to be the committee chair on culture, and then reapproach them again and see what's the next move, what's the next direction, because everything is there. Sandy has received everything that was written, that the changes that were made in accordance to what was requested whether it's from the board or from the CAHA staff, as well as over at the legislative building. So Sandy has all the information. I forwarded everything to her.
Okay,
So that's
good.
the latest.
All right. So sounds like we have a couple of things moving forward, hopefully in January that we can try and, once we know who our legislative person is, that
Right.
the masters and the percent for the arts both, right? That's where we're at.
Right. Yeah, the same situation was happening for the percent of the arts.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just sharing with you the ledger that we have for the ticket sales. Now, like, it's got deposit slips, links to deposit slips, and copies of checks that I know Donna, member Donna wanted. So it's all here. The total sales that we have, and it's gonna give me a little, I need a little time to like break it down, but the total deposits we have as of today is $11,912.
So that was the revenue.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I just got something handed me today that's not deposited. It's $300, so that will add to it. It's from, excuse me, let me check. It's from
That was Horse and Cow, Joey.
Horse and Cow. Okay, it's from Horse and Cow. So that will add to the total once we get it deposited.
Okay, so 12,112 is our total revenue.
Yes.
Is there anything else outstanding to collect?
Yes, I'm still short 600 from Co2Fly, which they're working on it. There were some issues with the two business partners, but they're handling it.
Mike, spell it, please. C-O?
CO number 2 Fly.
So our total revenue is going to be 12,712.
I have, that's the total ticket sales collected was 11,912. Sponsorships collected was 900, and then the silent auctions was 1087. I have a quick breakdown on my side, Joey, if you want to have me share screen. That shows our total revenue and expenses.
Including what's still outstanding to be collected, Vince?
Yeah, I just have to go fly an SGK that still needs to be collected.
Okay,
which
go
is
ahead.
Let me just share it real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My apologies on SGK. Angie actually took over that because they're waiting on our the business license part of that with the EIN number. So Angie took over that for me. Sorry.
Okay, so basically total ticket sales collected. Sorry, I need to just do a quick adjustment. But just from what Joey was shared today was that it's 1192 plus 900 sponsorship collected, 1087 silent auction, so it's 13,899 is total revenue. Our expenses still stayed the same. At the total expenses was 10,507.65. Total revenue for that night 3,391.31. We are expecting 2 more thousand, so total will be 5,391.31 if we get both To Go Fly and SGK.
Okay, so those that you just mentioned, the two that you just mentioned were not included in this 13,899.
No. The
Okay,
ones,
so
the
when-
900, the 900 is just what was submitted and turned in.
So the bar tab came in much lower. That's a good thing.
Yeah, bar tab came in lower. Workshop facilitators came in lower, and entertainment also, many of them were all in kind. Most of them were in kind. So yeah, so we have seed money for our next FestPack fundraiser. And again, if we get both To Go Fly and SGK, we should have a total revenue of 5,000 profit from that night. Which is kind of what we projected.
So on this event, you're saying $200 more to be collected, or I can't see that at the bottom.
$2,000 more. I
Oh,
need to-
2,000.
$2,000 more, yes.
It's actually 1,400 now.
No, Mike, he's talking about as of this report that he prepared.
Oh,
So
okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next report will reflect the amount that's been turned.
so net, we should come out at 5,391 and 31 cents.
Yes,
All right.
okay.
Anyone have any questions on that?
And thank you, everybody. Thank you, board, for helping with the ticket sales and everyone who has been really diligent and active as we moved through this event. So, Sizusmasi.
Thank you to all of you on the staff that worked that event because I saw I saw some great things happen that night, which was good. The event, actually, I thought the presentation was very strong. The comments that I had seen, plus the traffic flow that I had seen, it was really good that we did the gallery and did the exhibits in there and the demonstrations and whatnot, because that seemed to draw everyone's attention. So good on that as well. Okay, calendar of events.
I don't think we have one, Chair. I don't know if Sandy has made one.
So I
we have-
had brief conversations with her. I think what she was trying to do was calendar out for the year all the things that we're going to try to get through. There are a couple of, she did want to do some events that would push CAHA out there more in the public eye. I did caution, though, that what we really need to make sure we're circling back and getting more organized and focusing on our main objectives with CAHA, and one of them is get the percent for the arts rules and regulations, as well as the master's program through the legislature, because we need to start spending some of that money before we start getting questioned about it accumulating. The other piece was the art bank we've been working on for a while now, but we need to flesh that out further and use some of that money to fund the art bank so we can actually have one. And when we do it this time, we should be more prudent about how we track the art pieces being loaned out and whatnot, because we found government agencies that borrowed and then there was no record of, okay, who had it. We cannot afford to have that happen again, because some of these were donated pieces from our artists. And unfortunately, there are some of those the artists have already passed on, in which case it becomes legacy in our collection, and we need to be more prudent then about all of that. And then of course, the grant cycles that we do, but our big objective for 2023, I will say, is FestPack. Everyone, I really need everybody to get on board, because the hope is, and the strategy should be actually, not to use percent for the arts funds to fund FestPack if we can at all avoid it, because that was a big negative that they were planning to do when it was supposed to be in 2020. And we have opportunity start now. I think we were looking at about 300,000 or 350,000 total that was going to be needed when we were doing it for 2020. So in tandem, we have to start figuring out what are the expenses so that we can have an idea of what we're needing to raise to cover. That means, I believe Angie at the time was handling United to figure out flights, things like that. Somebody was dealing with Matson, but I believe it was somebody from DCA, so we have to go back on that. They were going to ship the art pieces, and I think even I want to say there was a plan to send a Galidi ahead of time, and then it would have to get put together when it got there. So the delegation that was doing that piece of FESPAC would need to go even earlier than the rest. We really have to plan lots of ways to raise funds. One of the things that we had spoken about already was doing a FESPAC launch where we actually conduct a mini FESPAC of our delegation. The positive on that would be, let's show the public who we're sending and get them to get behind everybody and be proud of who our representatives are going to be. And that would be a big fundraising event, but it would look like where we've got all of the performers and the artists and whatnot in one venue, possibly the museum, just because it's gated, so we can use inside and out and the theater, and do at least a 2-day thing on the weekend, or maybe 2 weekends if we can muster it, so that the public gets first hand who we're sending out there, what we're sending out there, what we're representing of Guam, and then get behind it. I have already started negotiating or working with one of the t-shirt brands out here, because the thought that we had before that never was chased down by in the previous fundraising campaign, but we should chase it down now, is using one of the t-shirt brands to create exclusive FESPAC merchandise that would be available for sale year round and all the way through to June of next year, where FESPAC can benefit from percentage of the sales. By using the brand, it's the brand that turns around and develops the product. It's the brand that turns around and absorbs the cost of producing the merchandise and whatnot. And we have some interesting things that I'm trying to work on, which I will fill you in later. I don't want to say much more yet because there's nothing that's really been confirmed, but the ideas have been really strong. I will get back with you guys on that. And if anybody's got any other ideas for fundraising events throughout the year, we should start working on those so we can calendar it out and figure out how we move through. Know that you're looking at it in terms of FESPAC, of people available to help. It's the board members and the staff, and we know the staff is lean and mean at CAHA. So we all need to step up and be the spearhead. And then, you know, because there's a lot of logistics and whatnot that's going to be involved, a lot of bodies needed to help. I mean, we will be using, of course, the delegation to help with the logistics and whatnot as well. We're going to have to, because we don't have enough bodies to do everything. Okay. Any other questions or comments or even ideas that you want to throw out there now, anybody? So on the working with the t-shirt brand, the idea would be that this merchandise then would also be available online. So it would need to be a brand that's got strong online sales and whatnot, so that even the people that the Chamorro people and people tied to Guam that don't live here have the opportunity to purchase this merchandise. That's all I have on my end. Anybody have anything else? Any announcements from anybody else?
I got a question on that. So after we put the design together, or will we be soliciting out for someone to do the design and the t-shirts at the same time? And then what they would do is they would sell and we'd get profits from it and they would take a cut?
So the way that was going to work, Mike, we were going to ride on the brand itself and their you know, they're following and they would do pretty much the design because it's their product.
Okay.
Using the FESPAC logo was the one thing that still trying to get permission from Hawaii. That makes it official FestPac merchandise.
Merchandise, okay.
Correct, and we would partner with them then and get % of the sales. And there's nothing to preclude us from trying to help sell as well.
Correct.
The fact that they've got following and whatnot, brand presence, people know them, all of that would help really drive the potential for sales, as opposed to just throwing it all out there to the delegation and say, hey, go sell to your families and whatnot.
Right.
I was
Completely
looking
understood.
for the bigger exposure.
Correct. So would we be driving sales through their websites, not ours?
Theirs, we would put on our website a nod to
A link, maybe like a link to it if
Yes,
they did
yes.
stumble upon our, okay,
correct, purchase your, and we should still promote on our social media that the merchandise is available. We have to work hand in hand to market it.
of course.
But funneling it through them would make it easiest on us, because we still don't have a way to do anything through PayPal or whatnot on our website for people to actually purchase, and they do.
Right. Okay. Well, I think with the new swipe symbol that we do have, it's going to make things a little bit easier for us. However, I do like that idea where they will design it, market it, and then push it out, and we just got to ride on the coattails of it. I like that.
That's kind of where I was going with it, because we don't have the manpower to really do it ourselves and promote
Right.
it and push it. And I wanted it to be a program that has legs, that can stand through the whole 2023 right up to June 2024.
Now
And
we'll. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
and even if it means we've got a basic collection out there, like maybe it's a t-shirt, a cap, a backpack, and then layering in exclusive or a limited edition piece of it throughout the year, so that it continues to have interest all the way through to FestPac.
Right. Okay. Cool. So that's going to be like an RFP that's going to go out to these local brands that could assist us in this endeavor, right?
No,
No,
it's not going to be an RFP, and it doesn't have to be.
it doesn't have to be. Oh, okay.
No, because we're not purchasing anything. That was the other reason for doing it this way.
Oh, okay. I like loopholes.
Never, Mark, Mike, behave.
Okay. I'm just learning, sir. I'm learning.
No worries. But so, yeah, I wanted everybody to start being conscious of all of that. And we also will need to work back then with the delegation that was selected for 2020, because they should be the ones now to go to 24, because it was only postponed. But we now need to see if all of them that were committed in 2020 can still be committed for 2024.
Okay.
I would hate to think that, we've dropped some people for whatever reason, COVID or otherwise. So that's something we've got to work through.
Okay, cool. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's all I've got on my end. Anybody else? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn? I've got 3:57.
Do we want to circle back to the minutes?
Oh, sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, circle back to the minutes now. I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for October.
Okay, motion by the mayor. Do I have a second? And the minutes were posted in Word format as well on the Zoom chat. Might be easier, Donna, for you to open.
No, I couldn't, okay, maybe I'll try one more time. I see two now.
Yes. The second one is a Word document.
Sorry, guys.
I've got a motion by the mayor to approve the minutes of October's meeting. Do I have a second from anybody else?
Well, if I could see it, I could do something, but I can't see it, so.
Okay,
Hang on,
the-
let me try one
the
more
rest
thing.
of- So from the rest of you who can see it, can I get a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, I've got a second from Frank Rabone. Any further discussion on the minutes? If not, please verbally express if you are, if you have any objections. So calling for any objections? Okay, no objections. The motion passes. The minutes are approved. Okay, with nothing else to cover on the agenda, I now have 3:59. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second,
meeting, okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, Joey,
Joey,
can
I'm trying
you,
to figure out why I can't open these things.
I can resend them to you, Donna, in
You
the
know, the
Word file.
problem I've had all kinds of problems. Normally what I do is I download and then I just print them out. However, my printer, I just asked Santa Claus to bring me a new one, so like,
Okay.
it's not working. It's not working any better than this is, so.
I think you might have opened it up as a separate window, Donna. Because sometimes
Maybe.
that happens to me where I click on it and it opens up as a separate window and then you have to download it because you can read it via the online, the cloud or whatever. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it might have happened.
I'm
that way.
hitting the download and actually I could see all of the financials. No problem. They were all there. I found the minutes just are not working very well. So, okay. We'll try and do better next time. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Raleigh, did you need to speak to me about something?
No, that was me, Joey. I say just cut that, send it to me so I can post it.